Hey friends, what's up? It's the College Essay Guy talking to you today about the Why Us essay, also known as the Why This College essay, where you are basically trying to figure out a way to prove to the college that you and them are destined to be together forever. Not really forever, hopefully just for 4 years. Hopefully you graduate in 4 years. In this video, I'm gonna walk you through pretty much everything you need. This is like a step-by-step guide. Number one, I'm gonna talk to you about how do you find the research. I'm gonna give you a top secret, it's not really top secret, but I like to say top secret, a top secret 3-word tip for really showing you've done your research. I'll guide you through 3 different approaches to writing your YS essay. I'll talk to you about how to write this essay if you have no idea what you want to study. And finally, I'll talk to you about how do you actually know if your essay is doing its job. And maybe I'll do this when I get to that point. Let's roll. The first common mistake that I see students make is writing about things like the school's size, location, weather, or God forbid, the ranking. Why should you not do this? Take a quick hint from the prompt that Emory used to use. Check this out. Many students decide to apply to Emory University based on our size, location, reputation, and yes, the weather. Besides these valid reasons as a possible college choice, why is Emory University a particularly good match for you? Why do you think they're saying these things? Because they are so tired of reading essays that are about size, location, reputation. Yes, the big one, student to faculty ratio. I'm really excited to go to whatever school because of the 12-to-1 student to faculty ratio. It happens a lot. Or check out Georgia Tech. They said, beyond rankings, location, and athletics, why are you interested in attending Georgia Tech? So why shouldn't you talk about the school size, location, weather, or the ranking? Use this analogy. Imagine that you're on a third date with somebody and they ask you, so why do you like me? And you say to them, you know, I feel like your location is just like really great for me. Like I like that we're in the same city. I know that you're highly ranked by US News and World Report. And so I feel like that really works for me. How does that actually give them information about whether or not you and they are gonna be a good fit? In any way, it doesn't. You get it? Mistake number 2, simply using emotional language to demonstrate fit. Now, what does this sound like? You know, when I walked on campus, I just kind of, I don't know, I just felt it. You'd be surprised how many students do this. And I get it. You walked on a campus and it was just like, oh. It was probably around 4 o'clock, by the way. The sun was probably shining. It was probably not raining because oftentimes when students, maybe this is you, go on a campus and it's raining, you're like, I don't know, I'm just not really big in this school. Not sure why. When you've gone on that great campus visit and you just felt it, it's like, this is the school for me. But it doesn't give us a lot of information. We'll get into that in just a second. Mistake number 3, screwing up the mascot, the stadium, the school's colors, professors, and this is the worst one, when you actually put the name of another school in your YS essay, when you're applying to, I don't know, Michigan, and you say Michigan State, automatic rejection. And I've had admissions readers actually say to me, yeah, that's pretty much a no. Be careful when you're doing this. So just make sure that if you say, you know, I can't wait to see the Wildcats play in MetLife Stadium, you fact check to make sure that the Wildcats actually do play in what they don't. I'll just, spoiler alert, they don't. Mistake number 4. Parroting the language. By parrot, I mean like repeating back the language that you've read on the website or in a marketing brochure. Because guess who probably has either helped write that language or who helped oversee the writing of that language? Probably your reader, or maybe your reader. Number 5, describing traditions that the school is well known for. I'm talking about like painting the rock at Northwestern, my alma mater. Or I'm talking about at Penn, throwing toast on the field. How do you find out what the school is well known for? Google the name of the school, Northwestern University, traditions. And anything on that list, leave it out of your YS essay. And if you've already written a draft, look through and see, do I have any of those in there? And if so, cut them out. Why? Because they're a great way to blend in. What do you do instead? Find something specific connected to something that you're interested in that maybe isn't in everybody else's essay. Mistake number 6 is thinking of this as only a why them essay. Keep in mind, you're not trying to tell the school why it's awesome. They know they're awesome. The person reading probably spends a big portion of their day talking to other people about why the school is awesome. This is not a why the school awesome, it's why you make a great match for the school. Can we do an explosion of hearts there? You and the school. All right, so here's your step-by-step guide to writing the YS essay. Number 1, do your research. How do you do your research? First, I would say consult with some of the expert opinions. For example, Ted Fiske, who I know on the book that's posted right here says Edward Fiske, his friends call him Ted. I know this because I know him. Sounds like a flex, maybe kind of is, but I have a podcast with him that you can check out in the link below this video. Ted Fiske wrote the book on this literally and continues to write the book each year with a team of folks. Check it out. You can find out pretty quickly what a school is all about. But don't just stop there. There are so many other resources. Unigo.com is one of my favorites for getting real student reviews. They ask questions like, hey, what's the stereotype of students at your school? And is the stereotype true? Another great way to find out about what the school vibe is like is to check out campusreal.org. Link below. You can basically go there and see students with like selfie mode being like, hey, I'm in the dining hall at Vanderbilt, whatever they want to say. And it's usually pretty real because they're not like working for the school and they're giving their honest feedback. Another simple way is to just basically look on YouTube for the name of the school and then type in tour or student tour. YouTube has so much, y'all. So much. You want to know the way to really impress the heck out of them? The top secret 3-word trick to showing the school you've done your research? Find a syllabus. That's right. Actually, like, go to the school website, name the department that you're interested in. So type in like Bowdoin Philosophy, Bowdoin, that's how you spell that. Look at the courses that they've offered and then see if you can find a syllabus, which is to say like the thing that the professor is actually going to teach. Read all about that. If you get into that, then say, hey, in your YS essay, I'm super interested in learning about this particular thing taught by this professor. Then they go, wow, this person really dug into their research and maybe they're really interested in us. Next step. So while you're doing your research, I'd recommend tracking and organizing what you're reading in something called the Why Us Research Chart 2.0, which you'll find linked below this video. Hat tip to Sandy and Calvin for creating this, 2 of my colleagues at College Essay Guy. Take a quick look. It's basically a chart where you map out, here's what I want from the college, generally speaking, and then here's the niche or niche. And then here's what the school offers, and here's how I'm going to contribute and engage. If you can fill this thing in based on your interests, any identities, values, you're going to have tons of content for your YS essay. Whether it's 250 words long, 150 words long, or 650 words long, because these things are going to vary in length depending on the school. What are you looking for as you research? Simple formula. A, school-related detail, plus B, how it connects back to you, equals C, a great YS sentence. And I'll give you a couple examples in just a minute. Once you've got all your research, or you've got a bunch of research, say you've spent maybe an hour doing this, it's time to start thinking about your approach. So here are 3 options. Approach number 1 is what I call the basic solid YS essay. And here's what it looks like. So this was an essay written for the University of Michigan, and the prompt sounds like a lot of other Why Us or Why This College prompts. Describe the unique qualities that attract you to the specific undergraduate college or school to which you're applying at the University of Michigan. How would that curriculum support your interests? So here's what the student writes. I'm not going to read you the whole thing. I want to give you the highlights. First paragraph. Mark Twain was a steamboat pilot. Agatha Christie was a nurse. Robert Frost was a light bulb filament changer. The best writers do not only write beautifully, but also integrate their personal experiences and knowledge outside the world of literature. By combining the study of literature, media, and perhaps law, I believe the University of Michigan will provide the education necessary for me to evolve as a journalist. All right, quick 30-second analysis. First, notice that opening there. That's like a hook that's so short and so lovely because he just gives these different examples of like people who are writers but did something else. He's setting up for, hey, I want to become a journalist. That's his thesis, and Michigan's going to help me do it through literature, media, and law. And you can believe that he's going to cover literature in the next paragraph, media in the next one, and then guess what? Law in the next one, okay? So, super clear thesis, right? This is like your English class or history, A-push essay, where you've got your thesis and your map sentence that tells us where we're going. And we go, okay, I know where we're at. I can relax. I wouldn't necessarily recommend this for your personal statement, but for your YS, it's solid. And then let's just look at the next paragraph. A journalist can't reach the peak of his craft if his knowledge of literature and critical thinking skills are weak, which is why I'm excited to explore what the Department of English has to offer. Give me some specifics. I look forward to courses such as academic argumentation and professional writing. Why? I believe these will provide me with a firm basis in journalistic writing technique and improve my abilities to write analytically and develop well-supported arguments. Thank you. I want to thank him for this sentence because he's done exactly the thing, right? Here's what the school has, academic argumentation, and A2, professional writing. Here are 2 things specifically, and how do you know if you've got specifics from the school? Chances are they're going to have capital letters. In fact, I can usually scan a student's YS essay and know if they've done a bunch of research if I see some nice capital letters in there. This is a thing that I do. But you can't just end that sentence with, can't wait to explore academic argumentation and professional writing. You can probably guess why. Connect the dots for them. Give us something specific that you hope to get out of it, which is what he does in the next part of the sentence. This is a textbook 101, awesome. A plus B equals C. And then he goes one step further. The professional writing course is going to teach me this other particular thing that I need from my particular career. If you don't know what you want to study, stay tuned till the end. I'll give you some tips. One tiny note, sometimes students spend way too long on their hook. Notice this hook that he starts off with is super short. This is like 40 words or something. Keep your hook really short. Get into the meat and potatoes of your essay. If you don't eat meat, I apologize. Get into the potatoes and vegetables of your essay as soon as possible. And what are those? Specific things from the school that connect back to you in a particular way. You notice I'm saying that a lot here. Below this video, you'll find another example of this approach written for pen. And it's, I would say, slightly more advanced just because the language is a little bit more elevated. There are a few more specifics, and you can tell he's done even more research. So if you're doing approach number one, you're probably gonna research for at least an hour, maybe 2 hours. And you're gonna wanna find like 10 to 15 reasons. Approach number two is what I call the 3 to 5 unique offerings strategy. And it is low-key one of my favorite approaches. Am I using low-key correctly there? Am I too old to be using low-key? Be honest. Tell me in the comments. I love this approach because what it involves is deep research and finding specific things that set that school apart from the other schools that you're applying to. It's hard to do, but if you can do it, it's beautiful. Check it out. So this one was written for Cornell. You'll notice the opening is a little bit different sounding. Whenever I have time on my hands, the student writes, I hook myself up to my EEG and analyze my brain waves. Or if I'm feeling slightly less adventurous, I'm reading about the latest neuroscience trends in Science Director NCBI PubMed. He's so geeky and I love it. I want to spend my life studying, understanding, and helping to fix the human brain. Oh my God, it's so good. I mean, this is like a kid who's just like, you can hear it's almost like a personal mission, like vision statement. It's like, listen to how clear that is. I want to spend my life studying, understanding, and helping to fix the human brain. No mention of the school yet, notice. Wait for it. I bought my EEG online 2 years ago for about $150 and have used it to compare the beneficial effects of both circadian and non-circadian sleep on the brain. I don't even know what he's talking about there. But friends, this is what we call geeky language. And if you know some stuff about some stuff, it's not a bad idea to sprinkle a little bit in there. Just a little circadian stuff. I do know what circadian rhythms are. By analyzing the number of clear peaks in a 3-minute interval of a theta wave. But just counting the peaks is not the best way to measure the benefits. I look forward to gaining a deeper understanding of the fundamentals of neurophysiology, as well as working with better equipment, nice little joke there, in courses like Principles of Neurophysiology. Now, you'll see this essay below this video, and I've highlighted the next sentence in bold because it's the one. As someone who has long been passionate about neurotechnology, I appreciate that Cornell is unique in offering classes devoted specifically to the field. Now, the school's gonna feel super special because now he is differentiating Cornell from all the other schools that he's applying to. Okay, next paragraph. I would also like to be able to contribute my experiences with neurotechnology to support the cutting edge research in Cornell's brand new NeuroNext Hub. By the way, he's signaling, I know that y'all have a NeuroNext Hub. I'd love to work with this particular professor to do this particular thing. And I also look forward to working with this particular professor, listen to this, whose research on deep neural activity is not being done anywhere else in the world. Now, I don't know how he knows that, but he does. I mean, I kind of take him at his word that, that this is specific research. And it's the second reason of 4 in this essay that he points out specific things that set Cornell apart from all the other schools. Now, how is this approach different from approach number 1? Approach number 1 is like, here are 10 to 15 reasons. Some of which are, I might find at other schools, but hey, I've done my research and it's connected, and I see why you and I are fit. Approach 2 is like, I'm gonna be a little more choosy. I'm gonna pick 3 to 5 things that not only connect with me, but like make you special, talking to the school, right? Now, this takes some more research. It's hard to do. If you can't do this, don't worry. You can try approach number 1. Also, it could be that your essay is not, like these are super long YS essays. It could be that the essay that you're writing is actually shorter. If it's like a 150-word essay, you're probably only gonna pick 1 or 2 reasons. But I would say then definitely choose approach 2, because if you can find specific things that are particular to the school, and how do you do this? You gotta do your research. Or another way you can do it is actually reaching out to the school and talking to their admission reps, or you can find a student who's gone to the school. How do you do this? Reach out to your network, talk to your counselor. Hey, do you know anybody who's gone to this school? And then ask those folks, hey, what really makes the school stand out? What did you love about your experience there? What is something that you wish you'd done but you never did? Any of those little gems can help give you more information for your YS essay. All right, approach number 3 is harder, and I'm not gonna go through the whole thing. It's linked below this video, but it basically involves choosing one particular value and going all in. You, school, clearly value this value a value, I know that's redundant. I too value this value, and here's how much. And you basically are hoping that the school, first of all, really values that thing, so make sure you do your research. And also, you're probably writing some kind of story around it, as you'll see in the example below. My advice, the more conservative approach is find a bunch of reasons. The slightly next level approach is like find a few reasons that allow you to say, here's why the school stands out. And by the way, approach number 2 is also going to give you a little more room to talk more about yourself. Because keep in mind with these YS essays, you're still kind of selling yourself. You're still giving them the skills, qualities, values, and interests that you're going to bring with you to college campus. So that approach number 2 gives you a little more breathing room. You're not like struggling to pack in all these reasons. You're still giving, some more information about you, which is, I think, a good idea. Okay, some of you are listening and going, Ethan, this is great, but all of these examples so far are for students who seem laser sharp focused on what they want to do, what they want to study. And here I am, 17 years old, have no clue what I want to study. Can you help me? And I can. Check out this example. This is for Hopkins, which no longer has a YS essay, or at least doesn't at the time of this recording. Dear 2016 Ariana, it's 2026. I've just returned from the G20 summit after delivering the annual report on demographic transition and population stability. Now, just to clue you in, the student named Ariana is basically looking from the future back on herself. Throughout your 17 years of life, you've been barraged with choices. Which airline seat to choose? Is the answer B or C? Is the dress, remember the dress, blue, black, or white, gold? But you'll soon make a choice that will allow you to harness your knowledge and apply it to reality. The choice to go to Johns Hopkins. By now you've lived in India, Now, notice she's kind of doing something clever here. She's got an interesting hook. Okay, we're kind of wondering, wait, what's going on here? So again, she's writing to her past self from the future as she's getting ready to enter Hopkins. By now you've lived in, she mentioned some different places she's lived, multicultural exposure that shaped your worldview. She works in like a core value, multiculturalism. You're confused as to what you want exactly. She gives a little vulnerability to say, yeah, I don't know exactly what I want. But deep down, you strive for a synergy of ideas and fields, another core value, synergy, that can and will be found at Hopkins. All right, notice the specifics. I've marked them in bold below this video so you don't miss them. Particularly, the JHU Humanities Center will provide you with what? Specifics. A flexible approach toward interdisciplinary study, important as you value the need to explore before settling on a choice. Another core value, she wants flexibility. You will find this at Homewood, but also globally, through study at the Sciences Po Campus Paris, which outlines the interconnectedness between areas such as law, finance, and urban policy. Things that she kind of hinted at being interested in her personal statement, and that you would see in her activities list. Now, what's great about this, and how can you learn from this? First of all, she has kind of like a nice hook that sort of draws our attention there, but more importantly, she's giving those potatoes and vegetables that give us specifics connected to the school that connect back to her, right? Here are some more, and I'm gonna just scan them. These are the capital letters things. There are these professors that she wants to work with in a particular class, and so what? How does it connect back to her? It's gonna give her greater insight into how history determines our understanding of today's geopolitical challenges. Oh, I love that language. Again, some geeky language, particular to stuff that she is interested in exploring in college. And you'll see that this essay works beautifully, even though she didn't specifically say, I wanna study X at your particular school. So if you wanna keep it open, just be honest with them, it's okay. Lots of students get into lots of great schools and they check undecided all the time. In fact, in some schools, it's the most common incoming major. All right, we're coming into the home stretch. Here are 3 quick ways to make sure your YS essay is doing its job. Number 1, scan your essay for capital letters. Why? Because the capital letters are probably the things that demonstrate that you've done research and shown specific ways that the school has things that you love. Number 2, highlight in bold the reasons you want to attend. If you only have like one there and then like one there, you might be able to pack in some other reasons. How do you do this? Keep those bolded things and then delete or mostly delete everything else and see if you can kind of squish them up. That's the technical term, squish up the reasons and then pack in some more reasons. Probably you need to do more research because you were probably typing around just a couple reasons. Go find more reasons. And by the way, if you're midway through the process or you think you're at the end of the YS and you haven't done at least an hour's research, you're gonna wanna do that. That's really the most foundational, most important part of this. We did it. At collegeessayguy.com. That's my website. I don't know if you've heard of it. I've got pretty much all the things. I've got more resources on how to write things like your extracurricular activity essay, or OMG, I haven't even started my personal statement yet. Can you give me some tips on that? I've got all the tips. What else? Oh, if you've got like a question or you've got a comment or, just something you want me to cover in a future video, put it below this video. I read these, I actually do. And if you want more videos, there's like a little subscribe button and just subscribe. That's all. I'll see you soon.